Hi Aries, thank you for tuning in. And I've got a spread for you for February 2019 to see what's coming up for you. So I've already shuffled and laid the cards just so I can get a little bit of a sense. I like a bit of time just to tune into what's going on for you. And so we'll get straight in there. This is a general reading. If it doesn't feel like it's fitting with you, then just click off and no harm done. Okay, so the previous month, so the main thing that's been going on for you over January has been about perspective. It's been about seeing things in a new way. And you can see that the Hanged Man is also, it's about this, when he's reversed, he actually makes a 4 with his legs, which is to do with stability. So when he's like this, he's suspended, there's been some instability or some movements and change. So you've had to be flexible, you've had to be able to turn your mind around to really get through the month. And I feel like it may have been a challenging month for you because the lessons learned have come up as the 5 of Pentacles. So Pentacles relate to anything to do with your practical circumstances, your home, your money, your finance, things in the kind of material world. So there's been some kind of challenge or difficulty in that area, and you have had to learn to manage that, really, to overcome that, and you've needed support and comfort and to be held in this time, or you've been looking for comfort. And so because of this, I feel because of this unstable, uncertain kind of floating energy, it's been a big change. This is a major arcana, so it's something big for you. So yeah, that's what you've been through. And so what you're looking for this month, your aspirations, are really, you want some hope. I feel like you've been this figure, like you've been having to hold yourself, having to look after yourself. The sword energy has been difficult, has been challenging mentally, and you're really looking for hope this month. You're really looking for, okay, like what is this beautiful landscape that I'm moving towards, and really shifting your mind from the past towards this. And I feel like this is generally what this month really wants you to do, is to really become, it's like ongoing developing of your mental strength, and this is your hope, is that you can have this strength to see the future, to see the vision, or to have an idea of where you're going and to get on the way there. What's going to help you do that is other people. I feel like relationships, friendships are really important for you this month, and they're going to really help you to feel that kind of sense of security when there's some other change that's going on. And also what I feel with this card is allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to be blessed with these beautiful flowers, with these gifts from others, also from yourself, like really nurturing yourself and giving to yourself. I really feel like a few of these cards, it's like you really need to hug yourself and love yourself after whatever challenge. I feel like it's a mental challenge as well as a practical challenge that you've been through, and so it's like gift yourself, love yourself, buy yourself some flowers, and just really take care of yourself, congratulate yourself on what you've been through, and give yourself the attention that you need. And what might be challenging this month, what might come up. So there could be an individual. This could represent a man or a male energied kind of person, quite fiery person, or it could be a male part of yourself. So you can tune into what feels right for you. But this is a fiery person. Astrologically, it could be a fire sign, and it's this. So if it's someone else, then they could maybe feel quite imposing and quite, they could feel aggressive they could feel dominating towards you, or if it's part of yourself that you feel is the block, then this is about you becoming this person, either becoming this person, becoming like into this real strength of fire and action, or subsiding your fire, letting your fire down. It's coming into balance with this fire energy. So you know yourself, whether you are like overly or maybe underly, and it's kind of bringing that into balance. This is also a card of like action and doing and creation. So it may be that you want to create more, or you're creating too much. So again, finding balance. And I feel, because there's been some kind of turbulence, I feel like if this is you, then it's time to kind of cool down, smooth down, and maybe like with this card now, I'm seeing too is the water, is this like use water as a way to soothe and cool yourself. Baths, swimmings, drinking lots of water, going to the sea, that kind of thing, and soothing yourself in that way. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what's coming up this month. So in terms of your relationships and love, we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is this very strong, clear mental energy. So I feel like you have a better sense of what you want or what you need. It's like this this clarity is going to come in. If it isn't already in, it's going to come in this month, where you can be really quite strong about what either you need from your current relationship or from a new relationship. And without being too emotional about it, it's like, well, you know, being realistic about the practical things and the practical support, or the what it is you need to do to work on this relationship or to bring something in. It's being quite clear in your mind, not necessarily taking lots of action, but coming into a state of mental clarity where you really understand it in your mind. Okay. And for your career and work, so this feels like 7 of Wands. This feels like the 7, I always feel is like it's been through this kind of transformation to get to a good point, like to get to a kind of like victory point at the 6. And the 7 is like this next step. It's like going further into something. So this can feel like a kind of point where you're in between, where you're both celebrating, or you have something to be proud of that you have accomplished, and you're also stepping into more. It's like this midway point where you're still, with the 7, you're still going to go up to the 10. You're not there yet, but you are moving into more of that energy and more into that fire and creation. I feel you can be quite creative with your work this month. You might feel quite inspired to change things, or to bring something new, to take some kind of action. You might really feel like you want to improve things. There's something that kind of comes up like a burning desire, like this needs to happen or that needs to happen, and you're going to feel that inspiration this month. Your health and your well-being is looking pretty fun and pretty happy and rosy. You've got things to celebrate, and I feel like this 3 of Cups energy is really like, you know, celebrating with friends, getting into nature, being all kind of with one another, and I feel this is kind of supporting with like what's really going to help you this month, like really focusing on your well-being and really nourishing that, celebrating that. Having fun and seeing people is really going to support you and is going to improve your well-being, help your well-being, and that's going to support everything else, and really nourish you from any challenges that you've been through. And in terms of your spirituality and your inner fulfillment, we have the Page of Cups. So to me, this represents new love, new inspiration. So I feel like there's going to be something new that you're going to discover, or you're going to rediscover, where you're going to feel like this new passion for looking after yourself, fulfilling yourself, connecting with divinity. It's like, and this is quite I really love the energy of this card because I feel it's quite childlike and quite playful, and that there's going to be like some kind of like, you know, a little bit of giddiness, a little bit of excitedness, a little bit of playfulness that just wants to kind of burst out and have some fun and just and play with life a little bit. So I feel like it's this kind of playful love with what you are currently doing or you want to do, and I also feel like play and this childlike play is going to really fulfill you. So you can also actively seek that, because that's going to really inspire you and help you relax, help you kind of let go of any stress, and kind of come into this kind of newer energy and bring you hope and moving towards this like hope and joy and stuff that you really, really want. And this one I've got, it's a new spread. I'm trying to remember what the cards are. Okay, number 10. What to focus on. So, Queen of Pentacles. So what to focus on? Like your financial security and stability, managing your money, keeping track of your accounts, being aware what's coming in, what's going out, mastering that. Your home life, looking after that, keeping it clean, keeping it tidy. If you need a break, let it get messy. It's like this kind of mastery of when to let go, when to hold on, that you are really being asked to come into at the moment. Anything in the material kind of practical sense that brings you security, foundations, safety, all those kind of things, really pay attention to those and focus on mastering those and really coming into empowerment with those. And your lessons coming up. So you can have a little bit of, okay, I don't want to predict anything too much. You may encounter some kind of fear or uncertainty or unknown, going into the unconscious, going into the emotional. So it could be that there are still things that are going to come up this month that I feel maybe are a result of the previous month. So it doesn't feel like there's anything dramatic happening in your life as such. So I feel like this is more a kind of internal process of overcoming things from the past and letting things go from the past. And what I'm feeling is that you're kind of being asked not to, you don't have to go into this too much. So these challenges might come up, this fear might come up, but it's really about you overcoming them. So I see that the moon is like this kind of watery, emotional kind of energy. And your aspiration this month is like looking towards this solid land. So I feel like you're crossing over the water. Like you're traveling through it, but you're not diving in and getting immersed in it. You don't want to dive deep down into your emotions, into your unconscious, into all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's not going to be helpful for you this month. It might come up as a challenge, but what's going to be really helpful for you is being practical, focusing on friendships and relationships and looking after yourself, and all of that is going to be really, really beneficial for you. And the kind of where you're headed for all of that is this real strength. So it's like it may have been quite an emotional place that you've come through, some kind of turmoil, and now it's really this stability, this security, it's kind of like, I want to say like a kind of settling into yourself, like an integration of what's been in the past. And this month I feel generally is going to be smooth for you in kind of external circumstances, and it's like this internal settling and stabilizing. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful February. Thank you for tuning in, and please like, comment, or subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon.